What's up, everybody? It's Beyond Us, episode 25. I'm Brett, and I'm joined with Daniel.
That's me.
And Salo.
That's him.
Howdy.
That's him.
That's him.
That's
All
that
right.
guy.
While we're recording this, I'm already in 2023.
It's true.
Happy New Year. Woo!
Hey, Happy New Year, everybody.
How does it feel being in the future?
Well, it feels like every other day that I'm in the future for you.
Whoa.
Sad and depressing. I know it's already going to happen.
Did you send any text to your family members saying Happy New Year's?
No.
No.
No, not at all. No. I was asleep.
It's also
We'll expect
Right
some
now.
in like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I won't.
I was
still in
actually
2022
asleep
over
right before I did the intro. I was slumped. I just now woke up.
I wish I just woke up. I'm tired.
I have about
I'm
2
very
espresso
tired.
shots waiting to kick in.
Your boy's sleep schedule this week has been rough.
And why is that?
Tell us.
We've had company this week, so I've been trying to spend more time during the day awake, but the problem is I'm a nighttime person. So by the time everybody kind of gets going to sleep and we all stop playing board games or whatever, and I head to my room to get ready to try and cool down, I'm at that time where I'm normally awake and my biological clock doesn't want to let me crash. Even though I'm tired, I'm like not... I'm in that weird time of day where it's like I'm not capable of falling asleep. And so that by the time I do
get
fall
that.
asleep, it's almost time for me to wake up and hang out with people again.
That's the holiday season, man.
Yeah.
My social battery is gone. I'm just like, please, no more social events. I'm done.
Oh, no, my social battery's fine. It's my battery that's struggling. I've never had social battery issues.
Really? I taper out. I can do 2-3 hours, but I can't do that more than one night in a row.
Nah, I'm a
I
social
can't do more.
batterfly.
I believe you. I believe you.
I
You
don't
and Bretty
think-
boy over here.
I don't think I have like a social battery.
Mm-hmm.
I do just have different priorities.
Yeah.
So like
okay.
after I've spent time with people, spending time with people as a priority goes down on my list.
Yeah, I
And doing
like
other
that.
things goes up. If that makes sense.
I think
I'm
that
like,
also
dude, how
depends
many-
on occasions, who the people are, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, I'm the same way. Once I've gone out to hang out with a group of people, like I don't feel like shit. I haven't hung out with them in a month. I'm obligated to go this weekend. Like I don't feel like that after I've just hung out. But like
Mhm.
me not going isn't because I'm sitting there like, oh God, socializing. Me not going out is more because like, oh God, 3 hours of driving. Like, because I live in the middle of
still have
fucking
this,
nowhere.
and this to do.
Like what?
Yeah.
I still have this, and this to do.
Exactly. Like, I just don't have enough time in the day. But, like, nah, socializing's never been the issue. That's never been the problem.
So solid. Why do you hate people? Why don't you want to hang out?
I'm just a Scrooge.
You got family that wants to hang out with you? What's wrong? It's the holidays.
No,
man.
no.
Just hang out with your family.
Um,
Do what everybody else does and hang out with your family.
I've been doing that. I'm ready for the new year for February. Woo!
You're just going to skip January?
I'm just gonna skip January.
It's like, I'm ready for February. Can we just get to February already? Fuck January.
February is one of the busiest months of the year for me, so I'm excited.
So, how much worse do we think 2023 is going to get from 2022?
Well, I feel like in order to answer that, we must first establish how rough was 2022?
So we had new COVID strains. We had a whole freaking mobilization, a whole war going on right now. Those are my two contributions. A new COVID strain, a new war this year.
Okay, well, let's just address those real quick. We're going to get more COVID strains next year. Mm-hmm. And that war is not stopping.
It's not stopping.
Well, the thing with the war is it's not the only one. It's just the only one that people cared about.
Popped up. It was the only mainstream one.
Yeah.
I would also like to say it's
all the time. It's just it doesn't always get real media coverage.
I guess that's fair. That's fair to not kind of dismiss it. It's like there's war all the time. I guess this has been like one of the biggest major death casualty wars in a long time. I mean, a lot of people die every day, but this has been one of like a big one where there's been a lot of casualties in a small amount of time. You know?
That could be true. I can't really speak to that because I haven't looked into the other wars. But
the current, I don't know. We're not historians here.
I don't know. I think that I don't know the numbers, obviously. I'm not going to say I know the numbers, but I know the numbers for just like the war in Afghanistan and things like that. Like, they're big. They're just not publicized.
How about this? How about maybe I change my answer to... Because I understand what you mean. I think I agree with that. Like, it's not the fact that it was a war. Maybe it's the impact, the ramifications of this European centralized war. I guess the ramifications of that. Because, like, the scale that we've seen, like, how it affects the U.S., how it's affecting everybody with oil.
No, for sure.
Everything. I feel like, if anything, that's the distinction amongst like all the other wars.
I think
not to diminish anything,
just
of course.
Social media really took this one and blew up with it because... So I think the biggest thing with this war is that this, unlike the war... And again, the term war is weird because technically what's going on in Afghanistan is not a war for the United States. It's just presence. It is a war for... Yeah. Because it's... Nobody ever declared war, so we're not technically at war. But, like, I think the biggest difference between what's going on in Afghanistan and stuff like that is, like, both sides are equally problematic for the other side. And what happened this year with Russia and the Ukraine, one of them was a very much bully moment on a very much not prepared country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's the big difference, is this wasn't a war like, we have a problem, you have a problem, let's settle this shit in the ring. This was a sneak attack, like just straight up bully squad style.
It really was. It was a sneak attack. It really was.
And I think that's the big difference.
Yeah.
Like, this was some middle of the night, I'm bigger than you and I jumped you in the back alley bullshit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what else was there this year?
There's a shit ton of celebrity deaths this year.
A lot of those.
Do you think it's conspiracy level of deaths or just...
No, it's just
so happen to
it's just how it is, man. Some years are worse than others.
The Pope died. The not the current one, but the previous Pope died.
Benedict.
Right? But yeah. Today or yesterday.
The one that resigned.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's conspiracy levels. I just think it's a part of life. But it was just a lot. It's one of those years where there was a lot of them. Like, there are some years that are more quiet than others, and then there are some years where it's like, holy shit, the Grim Reaper's working.
It seemed like there was something every month.
We lost the Queen. Lost the Pope, the ex-Pope, the Pope who resigned.
The Queen might have been the most impactful one across the world.
Culturally, yeah.
Except for in America.
Yeah, except for in America. But, like, across the world.
Because in America the biggest death this year happened last year.
Yeah.
Betty White.
It was right, yeah.
Like, I think Betty White's death was more impactful to the U.S. than the Queen's was.
Yeah, I think I agree with that, yeah. It meant more for us, even though that's relative.
It's crazy to even think like that, but... I don't know. It's hard to say if next year's going to be better or worse, because it's like, yeah, some real bad shit happened this year, but at the same time, some good shit happened.
All right, well, let's go through what are some good things that took place.
All right, I wasn't ready with examples.
Oh, okay. It's like, wait a minute.
I don't know.
Don't put me on the spot. Don't put me on the spot.
Don't put me on the spot now.
I know good shit happened, but I don't remember it.
He immediately said he didn't have it. He's like, no, I don't know.
2022. Oh, we got some damn good games and some damn good movies this year.
That's what I was going to... That was going to be one of my topics. What's your favorite movie of the year?
Because a lot of stuff was a holdover from 2021.
Yeah.
Because of COVID. So a lot of stuff got put on pause. Everything got pushed into 2022.
Favorite movie of 2022? Oh, God, yeah. I don't know. That would require me to remember what movies came out this year.
I know there were quite a few good ones. There were some bad... But that's
Morbius came out this year. Is that what came out this year?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That was a very.
That's one of the.
This is in my opinion, this is a bad year for superhero movies.
And you guys didn't really like the Black Panther one, did you?
I haven't seen it yet.
Wakanda Forever.
I didn't dislike it. It was very slow. It was
one of the ones that I thought that I liked.
It was a good movie, but it was 2 hours and 45 minutes that could have been 2 hours flat.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
But I had the same complaint about Batman. I think Batman was a 3.5 hour movie that could have easily been a 2.5 hour movie.
Then they had Doctor Strange, the Multiverse. Amanda didn't like that one. I didn't like it. It was all right.
That was this year?
Yeah, that was this year.
Oh, God.
I enjoyed certain aspects of it.
I enjoyed it visually.
I think that's how I feel. I think
I didn't like what it did to the universe. Well, more specifically, what it did to Scarlet Witch as a character.
You mean nullified her character growth?
Yeah, her whole
nullified her
TV
entire
show
season of a show. Yeah,
whole show just completely.
Just gonna turn evil anyways, in spite of everything that I've gone through and all the progression of 5+ episodes. Evil witch hands.
So, I mean, I will say, apparently, we are in the minority when it comes to that opinion. A lot of people, for whatever reason, do not think that movie went against her character growth in the show. And I'm like, did we watch the same show and movie?
Because, it just scrubs away the ending of it.
Well, because that's what I said. I was like, she went from being bad to being the hero to being the villain.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, she was never the hero. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, so she wasn't necessarily the hero, but she was repenting on the bad shit that she did. She came to the realization.
Did she fight the villain of the show?
I mean,
did she fight the villain?
Well, she was the villain of the show.
She was the villain in the beginning.
A bad person, yes.
Did she fight a villain?
Yes.
Did she save the city?
No, not really.
Yeah, she did. She let them all go.
They're all kind of fucked up.
Oh, they're all mentally they're all mentally damaged, but they could still be prisoners.
It doesn't change that she did what she did.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not taking away that she was bad in the beginning.
Like, at the most, she came out an anti-hero.
She turned hero at the end. She went good guy. She said, this is wrong. I can't do this. I have to stop this villain, fight against the villain, give up everything that means anything to me to let these people go. That's hero shit.
The big thing is
and then she just said, "Fuck it, I'm a bad guy again."
Yeah, she completely reformatted how she looked at things, and she's like, "All right, cool. I have to let go of the past, what could have been, and I have to just move on. Goes into the movie almost like the last bit of the episode never happened, and she just decided to say, fuck these people, I'm just gonna go become even more powerful.
And then proceeded to kill hundreds of good guys.
Mm-hmm. I think it bothers me that she went through the whole hero's journey in her TV series. I think that's what it is. Maybe she's not a villain or a hero, but she went through the hero's journey per se.
Well, that's why I was saying hero and not superhero.
Yeah.
She went good guy. She wasn't Superman. Like,
yeah.
But she went good guy again. Look, if Tony Stark can be misogynistic for 7 movies and still be the superhero, she can fucking fuck up and then fix it and be considered a hero.
Only time will tell.
Superman killed 4 million people in Metropolis and was still the superhero of his movie. He killed...
Trying to save people.
He killed everyone! There was no one left to save! He killed everyone within like a 10 square block radius.
I mean, but Bruce Wayne was there. He didn't die, so he saved Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne showed up and tried to save the people that Superman was killing. Superman was a villain.
He was a hero that didn't understand the consequences.
He was a piece of shit. He was a bad man. And an even worse hero.
That's a bad man.
That's a bad man.
I think this year was real bad for superheroes. Thor wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination.
The She-Hulk TV series
was fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's being treated like the greatest show to ever live. It's not.
It's a lawyer show.
It's fine. It's a little too meta for me. If you like meta, you can enjoy it, but it's even for people that I know that like meta, most of them are saying that was a little much. Especially that last episode.
Yeah, it was the end.
I just didn't expect it. I expected it from Deadpool, but I didn't really expect it from a She-Hulk.
Well, She-Hulk broke the fourth wall in the comics too, so I didn't mind.
I didn't know that, so I was just like, what the fuck?
But it was just a lot.
I think they went too far. They tried to outdo Deadpool.
Yeah, that's what it felt
like. And it just didn't fit. Not to say the fourth wall breaks weren't fine. That is what the character does, but at the end there, it got a little too much. And it just to kind of make the story not make sense.
We also got Miss Marvel.
Hey, honey, I love you.
This year.
I can see the appeal of Miss Marvel. I don't think a lot of the stuff that they did in the show, like the background text stuff, I don't think that was for me necessarily.
Love you, honey.
I didn't dislike
you okay?
it.
I didn't care.
Yeah, there's that.
I didn't hate it.
No reason.
But I had no reason to care about a character that had no connection to any other character that I've ever had previously established.
No correlation, nothing.
Like, nothing. Every other show they've done, at least in some way, shape, or form, was related to one of the characters.
It was related. She was a fan of. I'm sorry, I can't do that.
The Lizard Lady.
The Lizard Lady. What?
That's what I heard you say. I was like, what?
Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on. I'm gonna go check.
That's what
for
I heard
questions.
you say. I was like, what's going on? The Lizard Lady.
I'm gonna go check for questions.
No one said Lizard Lady.
What'd you really say?
Nothing.
No, I stopped before I said anything because I couldn't finish because it was dumb. She was a fan of
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, and that was her connection.
That was her connection to the MCU.
Yeah.
All right.
She was a fan.
You got one question this week. I've pulled it up because after that, wow. So here we go. Murphy asked us at Beyond Us, can we get a themed episode or a separate video called the Beyond Us End of Year Awards, where you guys all do picks or award winners for best things of the year, like games, shows, and whatever else? I don't hate the idea. The problem would be picking categories.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, the problem, in my opinion, would be picking categories.
I'll have to think about that one.
We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, that'll be something we'll have to discuss. See if that's something we want to do. I really appreciate the suggestion.
No, I like the suggestion, and I don't hate the idea. I like the idea of it. It's just in order for it to be a themed episode. So the problem where I stand on it at the moment, and again, we'll have to discuss it between the three of us and let you know. But where I stand right now, my concerns would be a separate video. Would feel kind of limiting for an end of year kind of thing, like saying all of this stuff this year. Like that feels like it's got to be something relatively longer and fleshed out. But on the flip side, making that an entire themed episode, which we've been looking for a new theme for a new themed episode, that's a lot of categories that we'd have to find out and figure out. And it would be kind of like, I feel like it would be difficult for us to figure out which categories to include and exclude.
Yeah, what's important, what's not important. What y'all might care about. What we care about.
That being said, if while we discuss, if you guys want to comment or tweet out suggestions for categories, I think we can handle the simple ones. Best action movie of the year, best horror movie of the year. I think we can figure all that out if we want to go that in detail. Best video game of the year. Like the simple ones, I think we can figure those out. But if you guys want to suggest more niche ones that you'd be more interested in hearing about, if we decide to go down that route, there's no problem with you asking in advance. And then if we don't, then we can just maybe answer individually as time goes, or
and
something
that would help get this to you guys if there's more people that request topics and
if multiple of you are,
it shows us that you guys want this,
right? Because no offense, Murphy, but if you're the only one that ends up commenting category ideas, this sounds like a video for you. Whereas if we're getting comments from multiple people with different category ideas, it sounds like a video for the community and is going to make it more persuasive.
What do you think, Sal?
I agree. I feel like if we hear more topics or subtopics for that specific video, it would gauge interest and it would persuade us more to make that video. Because, if it's more interest, we're going to be more
inclined.
We're just going to be more persuaded to actually do it because we'll get more gauges and different topics and we're going to cover our bases. Kind of like you said. I agree.
But no, I definitely like the idea. So if anybody out there is also interested, Murphy, obviously you are, if you want to include suggestions for things that we would all come come with an option for. You know, and then we could, if we decide to do it, we could all just come with, our pick for it.
Yeah.
And then we could even let you guys decide based off our picks. That way we don't have to argue it out on the, on the video. We can just let you guys, the listeners, vote.
Although, listening to you two go back and forth on like what you guys think is the better movie, I think could be entertaining to me.
I don't give a shit about you. I don't even like you. But no, Murphy, I love the question. We will definitely consider it. And depending on engagement and interest, I definitely, as it stands, I don't have an issue with doing something like that. We would just have to figure out the semantics.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate the question and the suggestion.
Speaking of the critically acclaimed, so we talked about the Avatar movie in our last podcast.
Right.
But I did find something out recently in terms of it. So Avatar needed to make $2 billion in box office.
Uh-huh.
They made 434.5 mil.
Not
So
even
they're-
a quarter of their goal.
So, yeah, they're not even at a quarter of their goal.
No.
I found out
Dang,
that it
so this was
has
a flop.
worse. I found out that it has worse critical reviews than Puss in Boots.
Really?
Damn, that's rough.
Puss in Boots is in the 90s, and Avatar is in like the mid 70s.
Yeah, it's not doing well. I still have not seen it.
Nope, me neither. Don't care enough.
Yeah, like we discussed, I don't care enough, but I'll
Puss
probably
in
see
Boots
it
is
if
higher. That's so funny. Puss in Boots is at 86%, like he said, 77 for Avatar.
Yeah.
That is insane. That's a
I'll
movie I have to
probably
watch
it when
now.
it
Well, they're
randomly
both
pops up
movies
on
that got a
Netflix.
sequel way too late.
That's true. We are so far away from like the Shrek verse.
It's been decades.
I mean, we had a Puss in Boots movie,
Yeah.
but it was like 10 years ago.
Oh, there was a Puss in Boots standalone movie, huh?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was just called Puss in Boots.
I don't think I ever watched it.
I don't think I did either. I don't know. That actually
2011.
that makes me think of a topic I kind of wanted to talk about with you guys. So, shows. Movies are obviously a different monster, but TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think that one bad season is a reason to cancel a show?
I feel like it's on a case-by-case basis. Because I feel like sometimes stuff that doesn't continue, that has like a really interesting premise, I almost feel like if it has an interesting premise, it should be given another chance, you know? But if it's like a standalone, like another stowaway movie or another action movie that's the same shit.
Well, the
I
thing
think
with
it's on a
interesting
case-by-case.
premise is that that's going to be subjective to
Yeah.
each individual. Me personally, what I would say is, I get it if the first season doesn't do well. All right, although there's going to be people that probably enjoy it and want to see more. If the first season doesn't do well, I kind of get canceling it.
Should there be things that kind of null and void that, though?
Like,
All right, so as an example, a show that had a critically failed first season, Resident Evil.
mm-hmm.
My opinion, good show.
Right.
It didn't have the numbers for Netflix to renew it. But they released it at the same time as Stranger Things. Of course it didn't have the numbers.
Compared to Stranger Things, right?
You put it out at the same time as your biggest show. It was destined to fail. That would be like when it was supposed to be earlier this year when Super Pets was supposed to come out on the same day as the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2. Super Pets would have got fucking stomped. It wouldn't have been fair. Luckily,
Yeah.
they both got pushed back to different times, so that didn't become an issue. But like if you put out something at the same time as one of the most anticipated things possible, it's not fair to it. Nothing's going to compete on Netflix with Stranger Things, which is ironic because if we're being honest, it's not that great a show.
I don't know.
It's
That last season was kind of.
That last episode was crazy. But overall, it has had more dumb episodes than good episodes. It's had fully bad seasons.
I would say, as unfortunate as that is, it's probably not something that is going to be as easy to just quantify every single time.
Right.
Because let's say Resident Evil, for example, in comparison to Stranger Things, Resident Evil is a licensed property that has proven traction throughout years.
And it's built a following.
Yes and no.
It has built a huge following.
Absolutely to that.
So
built
like,
traction over years, yes and no, because if we're being honest, their movies have always struggled.
They've struggled in terms of being good. They haven't struggled in terms of popularity and people wanting to watch it.
No, they've struggled in terms of popularity. The last movie was one of the most hated Resident Evil things of all time.
Yeah, it was hated, but people had to watch it first.
Yeah, same thing with the show.
Yeah.
Making that
So your
argument
point is
doesn't
that it
make any
gets the
sense in
val-
my opinion.
It brings the viewership, is what you're saying?
No, what I'm
Yeah,
saying is...
like the property itself brings the initial viewership. It's not going to have anything to... I don't know why you're out of focus. It's not necessarily going to have to do with the fact that, yeah, they released Stranger Things at the same time, but it doesn't change whether or not people actually like the show.
No. But what I'm saying is that the main reason that Resident Evil was canceled wasn't because of critical reception. It was because of number of views upon release.
Is that what they said?
Yes.
I don't remember hearing that. I don't feel like looking it up right now, but I'll just take your word for it.
That was the last thing I saw.
Yeah, the last thing I saw was because of how poorly it was it was poorly received. So
Because if it was based on poor reception, a lot of the Resident Evil movies had poor reception and still just got another one.
Yeah, just based off the property name alone.
As a matter of fact, they kept getting worse receptions as they went.
Yeah, but they also weren't being funded by Netflix.
I don't know. I feel like Netflix has renewed bad things before. Netflix renewed Iron Fist.
Did they really?
Iron Fist had multiple seasons, and Iron Fist might be the worst show I've ever watched.
I stopped at like episode 3. It didn't catch my attention. It just wasn't interesting to me.
It was horrible.
The characters were flat. Characters were so flat.
And that show got renewed.
Yeah, I almost felt like that the only reason that one got renewed
Marvel?
was because of Marvel, and they wanted to finish what they were trying to tell specifically for the other shows.
You didn't need him.
Yeah, you didn't. You did.
He was the least useful character on the show. He was the least useful character on his show.
I agree.
It was bad. It wasn't great.
I think what should happen going forward is I think anytime a show gets greenlit, it should get greenlit for multiple seasons. To give people the chance to get through a full story. And then if after that you want to renew it for a few more seasons and give them the chance to tell more story, fine. But the problem is, right now, shows are given 8 episodes to try and flesh out an entire story arc, and you can't. Whereas other shows are given so much time, and Rick and Morty was given 7 seasons from the jump. From the jump, 7 seasons. That's insane. I think shows should get 2. 3 would be nice. 2 would be okay. Seasons from the rip to prove themselves. It is hard to establish yourself as a brand new show.
I do find it interesting that it seems like shows are switching, like tailoring down to an 8-episode format.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I recall, 12 used to be the standard, right?
I thought 12 was a standard, yeah.
On like Netflix?
Or used to be.
Just in shows in general.
Oh, I remember them being longer than that. Supernatural seasons were 23 episodes. Arrow seasons were like 18 episodes. Back when shows were still on TV, they lasted longer. Streaming services have shut them down.
Well, I think that's contributing a lot to what you were talking about, where these shows aren't given enough time to
develop,
flesh out their story.
Right.
So what could have been a complete story in season 1, because it's now condensed into 8 episodes,
it needs a season 2.
Or they rush everything at the very last episode and try to close up every single storyline.
Right. That's why I say I feel like as we get closer to smaller seasons, we should switch to a multiple season contract. You get multiple seasons to get your show through. And if after season 2 or 3, when your show's first contract is up, if it's still not performing the way it should be, then you're not getting renewed. But at least your story gets finished. Because I'm so tired of watching shows.
How many seasons do you think would be given and would be generous enough to give the person creating that enough time to create a complex story, you think?
Are we
3 seasons?
Are we sticking with 8-episode seasons?
Yes.
3.
3? Okay. I think I agree with that. I think you can say a lot in 3 seasons in a movie.
If after 24 episodes you can't prove that your show's worth keeping, your show's not worth keeping.
3 is a fair number.
Brett here's a ghost, so he'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that are
Brett
not watching and that are listening. But no, I think that 3 seasons would be reasonable. 2 seasons would still be kind of short. But I would say length of episode also attributes. If they're 30-minute episodes, 3 for sure. If they're hour-long episodes, we could push it to 2, and it would still give you 16 hours to prove that your
Game
show
of
is worth having.
Thrones was like an hour or some shit. It was crazy.
Right. And Game of Thrones also had a source material.
Sounds like there's a damn parade going on down the street.
Well, Happy New Year. What we were saying while you were gone, Brett, was an additional factor would be how long are the episodes. 30-minute episodes, you should definitely get 3 seasons to flesh out your show. Hour-long episodes, 2 seasons, reasonable. You're getting 16 hours worth of content there. If you can't prove your show's worth watching, it's probably not.
Doesn't also depend on how many episodes you have in a season.
Right. We already established that at 8.
Oh, okay. Oh, if you're sticking with
the we're sticking with the 8 episode format.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know. I just think that a lot of maybe I'm just disgruntled because I'm tired of starting shows and then them getting canceled after a season or 2. Like, so many shows that I've started don't get a good ending because they ended abruptly on season 1 or 2. And I'm getting tired of it.
I mean, Raised by Wolves, we stopped watching it because we found out they got canceled. So we just haven't even watched the rest of it because
what's the point?
What's the point? We already know it's going to be an anticlimactic ending.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a deterrent, but it's like Raised by Wolves is a great example. Resident Evil, a show that I was really enjoying that's not going to get another season. The Fate, the Winx Club saga that they did that made it like more adult oriented than like a cartoon. That one's not getting another season. And that was a good show in my opinion. Like, I don't understand why shows like that get canceled after a season or two, but then shows like Supernatural lasted 17 seasons. Because Supernatural got bad at one point.
I'm surprised their writers kept just thinking of ideas. Just like,
they didn't.
Keep going.
They didn't. They ran out. Look, I love Supernatural. I love it. I'm a Supernatural fanboy. But after season 10, that show was dead. Season 11 of Supernatural could be one of the worst seasons of a show I've ever seen in my life.
It was like you just had this following that was like die hard for it, regardless of the fact that it was bad. They just kept watching, and because they kept watching,
they kept renewing.
They kept making more.
But I mean,
it didn't matter that it was bad.
Now, luckily, seasons 12 through 16 got better. But damn, if season 11 wasn't. Season 11 was justified to cancel it and every side project it had. And it didn't. Like, that show didn't get canceled after...
It canceled the side projects.
What?
It canceled the side projects.
No, the side projects didn't happen because they knew they had no traction. Nobody cared about Supernatural without the Winchesters.
So sad.
I mean, I've watched the prequel show, The Winchesters, the show about the parents, and it's dumb.
The Winchesters.
I haven't seen it.
It's not great. Not great.
I don't get it. Like, that's the spin-off that they go with. But the one where it was like you had rival factions of monsters, the Bloodlines, that sounded like it was going to be a much better show.
Could have been cool.
Yeah, it could have been really cool.
In Chicago, the 5 different monster families, yeah, it could have been cool. Hell, even the one where I wasn't totally on board because it felt like it was just another show that was trying to change it up and be an all-female cast because Ghostbusters with the female cast had just come out. And they were going to do the Wayward Sisters spinoff. Even that, I was like, at least these are characters I give a shit about.
Yeah.
And then we got a spinoff about
the parents.
2 characters that are dead before season 2 finishes. I'm like, well, I don't give a shit about this show. I hate prequels, though. I always have hated prequels.
I don't like prequels. Never have, never will.
I know how it has to end.
You already know what's going to happen.
I have no room to be surprised. That's why I don't like prequels. I don't like them. There's no room for surprise.
I like informative flashbacks.
Yeah, flashbacks, totally fine. 2.5 hour long flashbacks, not okay.
So, I don't know how much you guys do this, but like rewatch a show that you've already watched.
Yeah, sometimes.
When it gets to those flashback episodes, I skip like a motherfucker. I skip the shit out of the flashbacks. I don't know if that's just me, but like I don't need to see a flashback more than once.
No.
Skip on past it.
No. I don't know. I just think, you know what? I'm going to say it, and it's controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think Netflix has ruined the TV experience.
And Beyond Us has just been canceled. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We decided to pick an enemy with someone much bigger than us, so that was dumb. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. But we'll see you never. Bye.
R.I.P.
I do. I think they ruined the TV experience. I think they're killing it with movies. I think Netflix original movies are great. But I think they have ruined the TV watching experience for a lot of people. People don't have the patience for episodic TV anymore. Because of Netflix.
People just expect everything. Like, they wait for everything to come out at once.
Yeah.
and then binge it. Yeah, I do that.
I know.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged. It's me. Hi.
I can appreciate watching an episode and then having to wait a
people.
week for the next episode and like building up anticipation. Most people can't. I know people who have TV, like they pay for cable and could be watching the show as it comes out, and they will wait until it's on Netflix.
I'll be right back.
So something I've noticed is like the way the shows are made now, like episodes, they're not constructed in the right way to make you care enough to wait until like the next episode were to come out. And that could just be me, but I feel like recently, whenever I watch a show, like an episode will happen and I feel like not enough happened in that episode for me to like be like, okay, cool, I can wait a week for the next episode.
I feel like I get that more with Netflix shows than I do with shows that are still on TV.
I mean, yeah, it might be with Netflix shows.
Because,
I don't know.
Because the thing is, so here's the thing. I saw this as a meme once, and it's so true. If Netflix released an 8-hour movie, people would be like, why the fuck are you doing this? But when Netflix releases 8 episodes of a show that are an hour long each, people will binge watch all 8 episodes.
Yep.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just people think that it's different somehow. It's not. But like the reason that those 8 episodes don't feel like there's enough to them to be released weekly is because they're not. They're an 8-hour movie that was just chopped at the hour marks. Like, you don't need to have cliffhangers because there's no cliff to hang off of. Like, that's why I said I feel like Netflix ruined the TV watching experience because they made it so that there is no suspense between episodes. And on top of that, they also, and this is something that also frustrates me, they put out a show and then it takes 2 years to get the next season.
Yeah, you lose care for the show. Or, like, you forget what happens, and you have to go back and watch it all again. Or...
Stranger Things Season 4 took 4 years to come out, and it took place 6 months after Season 3. Half of the characters hit puberty in 6 months. Because of the show's timing. Don't do that.
Yeah, you know, hair starts to grow fast, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we want to go with? Okay.
It happens, you know. Sometimes people just hit puberty sooner than others.
But like other shows that I watch that are still on episodic TV that like I DVR and then I go watch an episode, I feel like they're so much better at building up a little bit of a story between episodes and then having an episode end and you're like, shit, man, what's going to happen next week? Like, and a lot of the time, because they're longer seasons, because this is something you don't get in Netflix shows, because they're such short seasons, you don't have time for an episode that doesn't matter.
Like
you don't
fillers.
have time for a filler episode. And I know some people don't like filler, but filler episodes are part of what makes a show great sometimes. Seeing what characters do in their downtime. Stranger Things has no downtime.
I think it depends, like, what they do as the filler episode.
Sure. But, like...
most filler episodes are trash, and that has to do a lot with, like... They know none of it has any connection to the story. They're just coming up with random shit to take place.
Right. And
to fill a season.
But if you can do a filler episode right, it could be a lot of people's favorite episode. Perfect example, Supernatural meets Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
It is a 100% filler episode, and people love it.
I haven't seen it.
It is one of people's favorite episodes of Supernatural.
Great. It's great. you gotta watch that. Solid.
But on the flip side,
you should just watch Supernatural. If I'm being honest.
But on the flip side, other filler episodes Supernatural did were trash, like the Wizard of Oz episode. It was garbage. But shows that I watch,
it was something.
Shows that I like to watch, like The Good Doctor and 911 and stuff like that. Cop shows, hospital shows, stuff like that.
I like The Good Doctor.
You can have an episode that has nothing to push the main plot, because sometimes a day in a fucking hospital is just chaotic, and you just have a lot to do. And you just get to see basic things that a character has to deal with, and it's a nice little reprieve between stressful. Sometimes easy episodes, kind of relaxing. You can't get that with 8-episode shows.
Yeah.
Everything has to move so fast because you only have so much time. I don't know. I don't like, and maybe this is just me, but I also don't like that for whatever reason. Netflix has 100% enveloped this release everything all at once format, but then because they're, and you know what, I'm going to say it, greedy. They're fucking greedy, and everybody knows it, but we're still going to pay for Netflix. I still pay for Netflix because I want to watch what's on it, but they are greedy. They released 7 of their 9 episodes of Stranger Things all at once and then said, we'll release the last 2 episodes in a month so you have to come back. And that was just 100% greed.
No, yeah.
But what most people did was they said, I'm going to just wait a month and watch all 9 episodes because that's the mentality that Netflix has made me adopt. And it bit them in the ass.
I mean, I get it to a point because Netflix has lost a lot of traction.
That's because they keep raising their fucking prices.
And then when they lose more people, they raise their prices more because they have to supplement for it.
Right.
And more people leave.
Eventually, Netflix is going to cost $20 a month. The problem is people are still going to pay it.
I think for some people it already does if you have more people on your account.
And the HD 4K version of it is expensive.
It's just
There's
dumb.
a 4K version Netflix?
Yeah, 4K. So you get the quality of it for the ones that apply that have 4K. It costs more money to get a higher stream of that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't have a 4K TV, so.
Yeah, that's only for the shows that have that.
I got a computer monitor.
It's a waste of money because not all the shows are 4K, so you assume it is, but it's not. I have a computer monitor.
But, I mean, at the point that you're buying 4K devices, maybe you don't care.
Give a shit, yeah.
Yeah, you might as well just spend the extra money because you got it. So,
I don't know.
Why not?
I digress. Why don't we change topics up a little bit?
Solid, you said you had a topic that you wanted to share.
Yeah. Let me pull it up here.
This man's over here filing his taxes right now while we're doing this podcast. I see it. I can see
So-
the reflection of your eyes.
So, and my taxes are done, thank you. One of the things I was wondering about, if you guys had any New Year's traditions or superstitions?
No. I hate New Year's.
Really?
I hate the idea of New Year's resolutions, like as if magically because the year on the calendar has changed, you're a new person.
You don't remember this, Solid? We had a whole holiday conversation like 2 episodes ago.
I'm all for New
About
Year's
useless
goals.
holidays.
My goal for 2023 is totally for that. It's 2023. New year, new me. Fuck you, you stupid bitch. You're still dumb. And you're still not going to go to the gym in 3 weeks. Shut the fuck up.
So, Brett, you said you had a topic?
I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate New Year's. It's dumb. It encourages stupidity.
Alright,
I don't give a fuck about that gym membership. You don't. You know I'm right. You both are laughing because you know I'm right.
Or I'm laughing because we already went through this. We already had this conversation.
And I remain right.
Go watch
Unlike
the
New
other
Year's
episodes.
resolutions, I stick to it.
Anyway.
Anyways.
So this is gonna be out of the blue, but you guys remember back in the day?
No.
McDonald's had like these benches outside of their establishments that had like the Ronald McDonald on it.
Vaguely.
Like it had like it was like a little statue on the bench
with his
him.
leg crossed.
Leg crossed,
yeah.
His arm out like that. People would sit down, maybe take pictures and shit.
I do remember that.
So you guys, I mean, they're gone. They don't exist anymore.
I haven't seen them in a long time.
But there's a story behind why they're gone.
Is it because Ronald McDonald's kind of creepy?
So apparently, these two guys they go in McDonald's late at night, get some burgers. They were hungry. They sit down on the bench next to Ronald, and they're eating. One guy gets up after he finished after they finished to throw away their trash. The guy that was still on the bench decided, he was tired. He just wanted to lay down, rest his head a little bit, and he lays down in the lap of Ronald. And he goes, and he's like, "Man, I'm tired." And the statue turned and looked at him and said, "Me too."
Oh.
Dude lost his mind.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. So what I think happened was there was a person dressed up as Ronald McDonald sitting on a bench that didn't have one of the statues on it, just pretending to be one. It scared the shit out of those people, but because of that, nobody trusts any of those statues, and McDonald's had to get rid of all of them.
Really?
This is just what I found out recently.
That's funny.
Now, if there's something else to that caused it, I don't know, but I like the stories.
I've never seen it. Yeah, I've never seen them anymore.
I don't like the story.
You probably still have them at your hometown.
Fuck that.
Oh, man.
Could you imagine? That clown's getting rocked.
Oh,
Man, I just ate. Now my head's in the lap of a grown man in a fake clown costume. I'm upset.
In a fake clown.
I'm upset.
As you probably should be.
I'm hitting him. Hard. Should have stayed a statue.
Yeah. Man, the idea of that is so creepy.
I don't like that at all.
Just because, looking this way and then just turns and looks at you. Me too.
I'm gonna kill you. No, I don't like that. Speaking of clowns, shall we talk about Andrew Tate real quick?
He got arrested, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Oof.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. Because he's a fucking idiot.
He keeps popping up in my YouTube shorts, and I just ignore him every time.
He got arrested because he's a fucking dumbass.
What dumb thing did he do this time?
So he got into a Twitter beef with somebody. I don't know who she was. She's like a activist.
She's an environmental activist.
Yeah,
for
she's
the environment.
An environmental activist. And
she's 18 or something. She's a
and I
kid.
think, and I'm not saying I'm not positive, but I think she's also a equal rights for autism person because I think she has some form of autism. I think. I'm not saying I know that, but I think I saw that on her profile. But she and him have been beefing for whatever reason. He's beefing with this 18-year-old Twitter activist.
Strong. Yeah, that's
And I'm gonna pull up the tweet.
That's the smart power play.
I'm gonna pull up the tweet so that I can 100% this for you. So he said something. She had been saying stuff. He had been saying stuff. Blah 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 blah. Right, and then so her name is Greta Thunberg. And he tweets at her and says something about his cars. Like, I don't know where it came from, but it was
the emissions on his cars. Yeah,
yeah. Like she was saying something, and so here we go. He sent a tweet about his cars saying, let's see, where is it? Here we go. At Greta, Thunberg. Here's all my. I have 33 cars. Goes into talking about his Bugatti, his 2 Ferraris, blah 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 blah, and then says, "Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions." Like, that's something to brag about, right? And so then she replies, "Yes, please enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com." And that set him off.
I think he made a whole video about it.
Like, such a simple comment. Because he's like a overachieving alpha male, you know.
Yeah.
And so, like, being accused of having a small dick really fucking set him off. And so he tweeted out a video of him talking shit to her. And that video had a pizza box on the table that proved where he was. And he was able to be... His house was
arrested.
raided by the Romanian SWAT team. Because all they needed was proof that he was in Romania, and the pizza box on his table was a Romanian pizza chain. And so he got swatted because of a pizza box.
That he put
because this
himself
man was so upset about a small dick energy comment. And now he's in jail. And people are losing their minds. Yeah, so he sends a tweet back and says, "Thank you for confirming via your email address that you have a small penis. At Greta, the world was curious, and I do agree you should get a life." Trying to turn it on her. And it's him sitting at his table smoking a cigar with this pizza box there. And then people are like, "You waited a whole 10 hours and that was the tweet you came up with?"
A video?
And people are like, "This dude was so owned by a young woman that he had to put on a silk bathrobe and light a cigar to film his manly response." And like, here's the thing that's getting great though. So you guys know he was a fighter. He was a boxer and an MMA fighter. So somebody with the access went on his Wikipedia page and added a loss to his record to Greta.
That's great. I love that.
Because people are fucking petty.
Damn. So, remind me, what exactly was he arrested for again?
Human trafficking.
Okay.
And sexual assault.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Sexual assault that starts with the letter R that's not allowed to be said on Twitter, on YouTube.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Real alpha male.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yes, his rise to fame was, you know, his homophobic, racist, misogynistic comments. But then he was, and then this was great. Describes himself as, quote, absolutely a sexist and absolutely a misogynist. That's him describing himself. And then his social media presence had been criticized. And he stoked misogyny among the far right, particularly for expressing his belief that women are, quote, this is his quote, given to the man and belong to the man. And his claim that men prefer dating teenage girls because they are likely to have sex with fewer men. And then after serious backlash, he backpedaled and was like, 18 and 19, you sickos. To which my response was, that's still kind of gross. You're in your 30s, dog.
Yeah, he's a grown man.
Wow.
But then, so look, it gets even better somehow. So then Elon Musk hops on this train and, like, congratulates Greta for her, like, amazing accomplishment and whatever. And she responds to him and says, yeah, I don't need to go from one backhanded man to another. You can stay away, too.
Somebody get this girl's parents. LOL.
Yo, this girl's my new favorite person on a fucking planet. What do you... Like,
Wow.
she's amazing.
Bro, she want the smoke.
And she's giving it.
She's giving it out.
Yo, like...
Damn.
But no, like... And now, so everybody's saying, like, her tweet, that Small Dick Energy tweet, should, like, there were so many fucking tweets, like, yo, what about a last-minute entry for fucking insult of the year and all that, and it's like, he fucking fell for it. Like, what a fucking clown. He fell for it. I'll say this right now, and I'll say it fucking loudly and proudly. Andrew Tate is a piece of shit. And if you are somebody that listens to Andrew Tate like his word is gospel, like he wants you to, please stop listening to us, because you are not the kind of person we want around us. If you think Andrew Tate was right in the shit he had to say, you, just like Andrew Tate, are a garbage human being. And I mean that. Garbage. Like, he's despicable, he is disgusting, and people that listen to him like he's right about the shit he's saying are just as garbage as he is.
I really wish I'd stopped seeing it.
Oh, I'm so tired of seeing it on my feeds. But all this, I'm glad I saw all this.
Oh man!
But such a simple insult.
Maybe I'll see less now that he's not.
Now that he's arrested.
Yeah.
But just such a simple insult.
Nice.
Please email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com, and that
getalife.com.
got him. It got him. Because if there's anything we know about alpha males, they can't stand being insinuated that they have a small dick.
He made a whole video because of that.
Yep. Like, what a fucking clown, bro. Oh, it's so fantastic. What a way to end the year.
Yeah. Put a horrible person behind bars.
I'm happy with it. Now if we could just get a couple more of them back there.
It's more than a couple.
I mean, I can think of a few. I can also think of a few people that shouldn't be behind bars that are, so we got a ways to go.
So, what else we got to bring to the table?
I was just trying to figure out what Salo was doing.
Looked like he was messing with his headphones. What do you mean?
I don't know. He has something in his hand that looked like it was another headphone. You can't drop it and act like it wasn't there.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, bro.
All right, well, I got the playback because I'm the one that records the video, so.
All right. Well, while Daniel's just seeing things. Sala, what else you got?
You're the one that sees clowns on park benches.
I don't see him anymore.
Not anymore.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Hello there.
I'm loving it.
I'm creeped out.
All right, so what are our goals for 2023?
I'm going to try to not die.
Okay.
If I can manage to do that, I think 2023 is successful.
It's a respectable goal.
Gotta go back to my running. I haven't ran in a month, so I want to do a 5K next year. That's my goal. Just a 5K, around 35 minutes for the whole 5K. Puts me at a very tough pace for a fat boy like me, but I think I can do it. What about you?
I'm trying to think. 5K, 35 minutes. That's It's like 11 and a half minutes a mile. That's
what I'm going for. Yeah.
That's a brisk walk pace. You should be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be fine.
A brisk walk is 20 per mile. So it's definitely a jog. But it's a lot because, dude, yeah. For sure.
It's going to get harder the further you go, so.
Yeah. 11 is like a speedier jog. It's not like, I'm never going to be like a 7 pacer because those are like freaking long leg ass fucking men, but I'm a short boy. I can do 11 per pace. That should be that's a decent jog. Especially for a 5K, 3 miles, it's crazy.
Because I feel like as fat as I am and as fucked up as my ankle is, when I go on my 2-mile walks, they only last like 25 minutes.
Bro, maybe you built different. No. Maybe you built different.
I don't know. I could have swore the average human walking pace was at 6 miles an hour.
No, man. Let's see.
Now I gotta know.
Don't worry, guys. I'm not looking up shit.
Nope.
I'll let them do that.
Competitive walkers walk 11-minute miles.
Yeah, exactly. That's
walk. Walk.
That's
what I'm saying. If
walking.
If you're jogging, you shouldn't take 11 minutes.
Maybe.
Have you seen how fast competitive walkers walk?
Yeah, they're freaking crazy, man. They're next level. Like, they could beat some joggers.
They're basically jogging, except they have the stipulation of they can't, they have something with like the separation of their feet. Like, they have weird rules, but they're basically jogging with how fast they're walking.
Yeah, it's just a weird rule that they follow. They have to have, I think,
all
one
I'm saying
complete
is,
foot down.
This says that 5 miles per hour is considered a brisk pace.
I don't know about that, but we can try it out.
And a 5K is only 3 miles.
Because my fat ass would struggle to do a 15 pace mile. Like, that's like I was running for, let's say, 3 months. Wait, an 11 or a 10.
Running a 15-minute mile? You said you would struggle to run a 15-minute mile?
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, man, you got to get that time down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. At basic, we had to do, what, 1.5 miles?
Yeah.
I think my mile and a half time was 10:40.
Yeah, get my numbers up.
Yeah, gotta put in that work.
But granted, I was in way better shape then. But I do think at my current size, I'm walking at a 4-mile-an-hour pace.
I need you to record that activity on your tracker and send it over to me.
I don't have a tracker.
No.
I don't have a Fitbit. I've thought about getting one, but I don't have one.
You should get a Fitbit. I'll get one too. I have one in the car. We'll do challenges.
They're not cheap.
They're not, right?
And I'm poor. You might have just got a raise, but I didn't.
Look, it's alright.
No, it's not.
You gonna spot him a Fitbit?
I have a Fitbit already. I don't gotta buy one. I just had one back in the day.
Well, buy another one and send me one. Shit.
All right.
Anyway, 2023 goals. Personal goals. Aside from shit that I can't control, like the VA fixing my fucking brokenness. Personal goal. I want to get my personal Twitch channel to 2,000 followers. And I'd like to get.
What are you at right now?
I'm at like 1,750. And I'd like to get my YouTube to like 250 followers, my personal YouTube to like 250 followers. I think I'm at like 70 or 80, something like that. So like 200 and change followers on both platforms would be nice. Get my average viewership per stream up to like double digits would be nice.
You heard that. All 300 of our viewers, if you could go subscribe.
Yeah.
Hit them up.
There's no crossover.
But, I mean, other than that, like, those are most of my personal projects, is working on my channel. So, that, like, unless the VA fixes me, I don't really have a lot of room for other types of personal growth, unless we're talking about my waistline. And I'm not really trying to let that grow no more.
You're trying to stay where you are with that?
I would like to lose weight, but it's really hard to when you can't exercise a lot and you got a tumor that keeps your weight up.
That tends to be.
Hopefully the VA kind of gets on those two things. But so like personal goals, yeah, just work on my channels. But what about as a group? Should we set some goals for 2023? For the Beyond Us channel?
Not off the top of my head randomly in the middle of the video.
Right.
But later on, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go try to set up some goals.
All right.
Not against that. I would like to not just try to bullshit some goals right now here on the spot.
I got one.
Personally.
I got one for right now on the spot.
Okay.
I would like us to create some type of merch other than just this generic t-shirt that we already have.
Nah, man, that sounds like a tall order.
All right, never mind then.
We're only talking about 1 year right now, okay? Maybe that sounds like 2025 goals.
We need a 1 year commemorative T-shirt that we made it that far. That's what we need.
Yeah, that's just this shirt in different colors.
Fair. I mean, we could definitely. I would
like to put out another shirt design this year for us.
I can commit to that.
Some variety.
We can allocate some funding.
I don't really think we need to do that much funding. We just need to do designing. I have a merch store. I just have to take the design and upload it to said merch store. We just got to design something.
Oh, you don't want to outsource the designing?
You want to fund me a shirt, Salo. I'm not against it.
I mean,
you don't want to outsource the design?
I mean, we could outsource. That's an option. That would require funding.
It's okay. We'll talk about it.
I just think I would like a channel goal for us to be to put out an alternate T-shirt design to get some variety, because variety is the spice of life, and salt for white people.
Specifically for them, yes.
Yeah, that's our favorite spice.
Mm-hmm.
That and scary spice.
Mm-hmm. And colonialism.
Pepper.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know which one is scary spice for the record.
Is it Pepper?
No. Like the Spice Girls.
Oh.
One of them is known as Scary Spice. I just don't remember. I think that might be Mel B.
I have no idea.
Did you know that Mel B and Eddie Murphy have a kid?
No.
No, I did not.
I didn't know that. I found that out watching a trivia show.
Trivia you didn't know?
I know. Yeah. That's how I learn more, Brett.
It's a good trivia show.
That's how I learn more. I don't know every trivia question ever, Brett.
I don't know, man.
I thought he did. Yeah.
You talk to anyone that's played trivia with you.
I have lost in trivia games.
Yeah.
I'm not the undisputed trivia champion.
Sounds like you're playing with some cheaters.
I'm not playing with cheaters. I'm not perfect in trivia.
Oh, so they caught you cheating. That's what it was.
Wow. You just gonna tell me that most people don't know there's a bug that farts on people to defend itself?
Never play this man in trivia. It's dumb.
It's not that bad.
Dumb.
He's exaggerating.
No, it's dumb.
He's exaggerating.
Salo, it's dumb.
Salo, he's exaggerating.
We shall see.
I need you to stop doing that as well. Picking up your microphone. Everyone can hear it.
I can see.
Stop touching your mic.
We shall see. LOL.
He's exaggerating. I'm not that good at trivia.
We're going to play trivia next time we all are in the same room together. We'll see about that.
Brett, you hear that? He signed you up.
I did.
Fuck
We go
you.
ship them out.
I ain't joining
He
this.
signed you
Express
up.
delivery.
I'll be the ref. That's what I'll be.
What?
You on my
I'll be
team.
the referee. Fuck you. No.
Teams.
No.
It's a free for all.
Hell no.
Mm,
It's a free for y'all.
No,
I don't
he
want
signed
any
you
part
up.
of it. Hell,
you're signed
Why
up,
not?
bro. It's over.
I learned my mistake.
What do you mean?
What was your mistake?
It wasn't even that bad.
Solid, did you know there's a bug that kills things by farting?
It doesn't
on its
kill
head?
things. It defends itself.
Mm-mm.
It's dumb. Just dumb. So, speaking of things people don't know, honestly, Solid, I think you might find this one interesting. So, the Amazon rainforest, right? Big ass fucking forest.
That's where they send all the packages
you-
from.
Yes, exactly. Did you guys know that recent evidence shows that it is not a natural born forest?
No.
Is it
It's a
supernatural?
man-made
Oh my
garden.
god.
This is why we can't take you anywhere.
It's
I don't know, man. The last time we took him to B-dubs, that motherfucker jumped. He could
That
have
was
dunked.
a big cockroach, bro. No, fuck that. That was a big water bug, whatever the heck it was.
Motherfucker could have dunked. We took him to B-dubs and we got entertainment.
Don't.
The whole place was entertaining.
Oh, it was so great.
But yeah, so recent evidence shows that there was like a large civilization that lived in the Amazon rainforest,
Interesting.
like up to probably more than 100,000 population. Like they're finding remnants of they're using like thermals and 3D cameras
Right.
to show the outlines of like the ruins and stuff that exist at the bottom of the rainforest. And current evidence shows that like the reason there's so much like food related plants that just like overtook the area, it's not because that they're like a dominant species, it's because they were planted by a previous civilization that makes it a dominant species in the region.
Huh. That's fascinating.
That's a spooky theory. I wonder what civilization did that.
I have no idea.
And the implications
But,
of that. Imagine like if
so-
they find remnants of civilizations in the Amazon rainforest and nobody's ever checked it out because it's so vast. But it started off as a garden in the middle of it.
Well, the soil there isn't natural.
Really?
It's not a soil natural to the region. They call it terra preta, I believe is how it's
Fucking
pronounced.
Bretta.
But
Brett.
it's called black earth, and it's like a black soil. Yeah, no. Somehow black earth broke him. Anyway, but yeah, it reproduces its own fertility through bacteria. So it keeps itself fertile for like vegetation. That's why the rainforest is as grand as it is.
Huh. It's fascinating.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Keep me posted on that. That sounds interesting.
You just keep like every day start researching. this? No.
Yeah.
You're
3-page
our
summary.
job.
You're our rainforest guy.
MLA citations.
Fuck
End of the week.
Solo's literally the rainforest guy. What do you mean?
You are now.
You are
I ain't trying to save shit.
changing your job title
You
too.
brought this
It's not my
information to
job.
us.
That's not my job.
It is now.
No. Hell no.
You got promoted.
I decline this promotion.
You're not allowed to.
I am today.
Nope.
I ain't doing it. Fuck
You're the only person whose room is green because you care about the trees. It's your job.
You're an environmentalist like Greta Thunberg or whatever her name is.
Wow.
You said Thornborn. All I can think of is the wild thornberries.
That's funny.
That lived in the jungle.
Yo, Donnie Thornberry was it, man. That motherfucker was crazy. The sound effects that motherfucker made. Anywho.
And it seems like it'd be offensive to recreate those sound effects.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it. I thought about it and I'm like, nah.
That's a bad look.
That's a bad look. I was out here having a seizure.
Yeah. Ain't nobody want that.
But anywho, 25 episodes, gents.
This is true.
We've been doing this all year.
We did reach it.
Quarter of a way.
We've been doing this all year.
By the time they see this, it'll be 2023. It will be the new year.
Yeah. It's just crazy to think about. Like, we had this idea towards the end of last year, and we decided to start when the new year started. We got all our ducks in a row, and we got started at the beginning of this year, and here we are at the end of the year, and we're still doing it.
Consistency is key.
We didn't fall off after 6 episodes, like some people thought we would.
But for some reason, not all of you are subscribed.
So subscribe.
I understand.
Now.
Trust me, I understand. I don't think that it's fair for him to be the one to say that, because it wasn't a month ago that he wasn't sure if he was subscribed to my personal YouTube channel, and he's been my best friend for 6 years.
His channel's not my channel. This is my channel. I'm a part of this channel. So subscribe.
But none of you are our best friends. It's not your obligation to be subscribed to us. It's whether you enjoy us or not. He's obligated. His bullshit is my bullshit.
It's in his
he
contract.
wasn't subscribed.
I'm not obligated. I'm not obligated.
Obligated.
No.
Obligatory.
Obligatory.
Hell no.
Obituatory.
That's what I'm about to label this podcast name. Hell no.
I don't think you should do that. I don't think YouTube would be happy if you put the word hell in the title.
What if I do HE double hockey sticks and bring that back?
What are we, 12?
14.
I mean, to get past, restrictions, maybe we need to be. I don't know.
12?
If it works.
If you want to be with the 12-year-olds, we got bigger problems to establish.
I didn't say I want to be with the 12-year-olds. I'm saying if our channel needs to act 12 to get,
That's worse. Then that's basically saying you want our viewers to watch 12-year-olds.
No, it's not.
That's basically what you just said.
Basically.
No.
Look, Salo agreed.
I agree.
Why are you trying to watch 12-year-olds?
It's 2-1.
2-1.
Given the fact that I edit this, it's whatever the fuck I want it to be.
It's
Good luck
2-1.
this.
I got the raw footage.
Oof, he said the raw footage.
Yeah. I get the released footage.
I get the raw footage.
I get the podcast upload.
He's like, don't worry, guys, I'm on Spotify.
I get the audio file and then I put it into a program. Oh, man. But yeah, no, we did this for a full year. I'm excited to see where we go in 2023. How much this channel may grow.
Sorry to the viewers of the last episode. It did not come out by Christmas.
It didn't. I told you it wouldn't, for the record.
That's not my fault.
I established that it wouldn't come out by Christmas. I knew.
Maybe it's a new
tradition.
tradition.
Not my fault. It would have been done. It was going to be done.
What's a new tradition?
Having the Christmas episode after Christmas.
No.
Oh.
I don't agree with that.
We'll talk about it. Anyway.
We won't.
He's like, don't worry. I'll convince him later.
He won't. I promise you, everybody, he won't.
We'll talk about it later. It's all right.
But we are coming up on that time.
Anybody got any last minute things?
I just want to say thank you again to Murphy for the suggested idea. We will definitely discuss and let you know in the next episode what we're thinking when it comes to that 2022 year awards.
Wow. You really
struggled with that.
Really struggled through that one. That is tough.
I went with 2022, but it came out as 2020, and then I just tried to like keep going, and it just kept becoming 2020. And at that point, I just decided to fucking Elmer Fudd it.
At least you tried.
All right. Well, 2022. It's been real. We'll see you guys in 2023.
2020.
This has been Beyond Us. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I was like, what is he doing?